Welcome everyone, welcome everyone, welcome of course. This is the finale show, and I'm your boy Jermaine. And we are gonna do a recap on match day number 13. As we can see, the shocking results over at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea being held to a goalless draw against struggling Manchester United. But before we get into that, let's just look on some of the results that we would have seen previously. So Saturday's game, of course, the first game would have been Arsenal. And Arsenal out there not doing that badly. Not doing that badly. Of course, getting another win. Um, they would have come back. They would have gotten back on the winning chart, of course, as you can see. Arsenal right there with a 2-0 win over Newcastle. And other games in Saturday, of course, the big bad mighty Liverpool run out and little Southampton, our B team, that's a team that we normally get some of our players from, of course. Virgil van Dijk and Sadio Mane. But Liverpool, showing the definite quality 4-0 winners over there, over in Southampton. Saturday game as well, Norwich would have gotten a favorable result, 0-0 draw with Wolves yesterday. Steven Gerrard, second win on the bounce, 2-1 winners over Crystal Palace. Brighton, 0-0 with Leeds, a boring game. So let's first look on the results of Arsenal. Given what we've seen from what Arteta has been doing, it's been a good run of form. What is 11 games, only one loss, and the loss would have come against a quality opposition, which is Liverpool. The result would have then reflected badly, but coming up against Liverpool, almost anybody can lose on the day against Liverpool. So a loss against Liverpool for Arsenal wasn't that detrimental. So it's good to see them getting back on the spin of things and earning that favorable win and going 2-0 over Newcastle. On the other side though, Newcastle, it don't look good. Newcastle, it don't look good at all. The money is there. I think all the expertise will soon arrive, but I don't think any real coach is going to take the gamble and want to go with this Newcastle squad. And unless they're going to spend a lot of money come this January window and drastically change the squad, which of course they can do, but I don't think they can make expensive signings because FIFA fair play are going. But it just don't look good for Newcastle. I don't see how them going to rally from this. I didn't like the appointment of Eddie Howe anyway. This man has been, even though he's a young coach, he's been doing good, but he's a failure. He was relegated. So, I didn't understand the appointment at that point in time for Eddie Howe. And then if by January comes around and the results are still not in their favor, what are they gonna do? So I really not. I wasn't up for that, but that's how it go. But a very good win for the Gunners, coming back from that. Beautiful win there. Gunners deserve that. And we move on right on to the games that started 10 o'clock Jamaican time. And of course, Liverpool was, again, the marquee game for the Saturday. So Liverpool playing at home, I should say, against Southampton. Yeah, Liverpool doing what they're supposed to do and doing what we know they are capable of doing, which is, overrunning teams. I think the Anfield crowd was electric. Liverpool came out like a team on fire. Southampton, they never did themselves any justice. I think Southampton really came and played directly into Liverpool hands. You really see the teams of lesser opposition really try and come at Liverpool. I felt as though Southampton was way too open, way too open, and Liverpool just picked them apart. In the first half, it was really a stroll for Liverpool. It was easy. I think Jota could have easily scored at least 5 goals on that day. Unfortunately, he only got 2. So that's how it is. But Jota was the man. Thiago started popping up. in getting him assists now and then. And now he start finding goals. I think it's 2 and 2. So in Champions League and now in the league, so back to back strikes there for Thiago, which is good, very very good. Again, so Virgil van Dijk, putting the icing on the cake. The big man I want to celebrate because I'm former team, so you have to understand there. But again, pressure is on, pressure is on. Liverpool have to maintain the winning streak, have to maintain that good progression to ensure that they keep the leaders honest. So a very good win there for Liverpool. Big win for Jurgen Klopp. I think he would have definitely wanted that one because Southampton and those teams are tend to be the teams that sometimes give Jurgen Klopp a little bit of a headache, because they tend to sit back. And again, as I said before, I really felt as though Southampton played into Liverpool. And so Liverpool again, 4-0 winners at home over Southampton. And some people call Southampton the Liverpool B team. Norwich going up against Wolves. One of the games that I know many people would have not sat down and watched. I honestly would have seen it in patches. But it was a dull game, it was very dull. I think it's a good point for Norwich, because they don't want to lose. Wolves seem to us. I cannot figure out Wolves. When they were under Nuno, at least we understood they had an identity, and we could have seen a style of play with Wolves with Nuno. I'm not sure what's happening now with Wolves. But again, as I say, it's a boring game. It was a boring game. 0-0. Favorite result. I think it was earned equally. Moving into my boss, my icon, the general, who's now the manager of Aston Villa, Steve Gerrard. Yes, so Steven Gerrard, the manager of Aston Villa, is now 2 games in, and guess what, people? Is 2 back-to-back wins. Aston Villa, beautiful there, looking like a robust team. You can understand the movement. Our boy Leon Bailey, I am yet to see how best he's going to fit in this Steve Gerrard team. Because Gerrard, for me, of course, Gerrard has been a Liverpool legend and has literally worked his soft off. He's a robust defensive attacking style player, however you want to play him in your system. So I think he would favor players who is very hard working. So I am yet to see how Leon Bailey is going to really factor. But again, I say the Liverpool old boy, 2 wins on the trot. So very good there for Steven Gerrard right over there. So the boss are doing thing. And I know it's a good practice run for him to actually, be ready to embrace, because we all know that's where he's heading. So it's a good practice run for him to actually embrace and be ready to become the next manager. And of course, we're not run the gaffer right now because the boss over there, but yeah, Stevie Gerrard are going to take it over soon and very soon. Next result we have after Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, by the way, the people doing very good under Patrick Vieira. The results probably not going their very best, but if you really watch how they're playing, it's not like the long time Crystal Palace where we used to, where them just keep ball and kick along and hope for something can happen with Benteke. I try to kick a ball and hope so Zaha have a speed and run. No, there's a lot of technical and tactical players happening. So Patrick Vieira really a transformer, and who knows? Probably at the Gunners next boss too. I don't know. Everton versus Brentford. Well, that was Sunday's game. So the game closing off Saturday would have been again Brighton versus Leeds. Another dull game. It was snowing heavily from Saturday night coming into Sunday. So I mean, it was a bit not the best condition, but I think both these teams, when you see them play against more fancy opposition, I really think they stuck to their task during those games. This time around, I just felt as though either team never wanted to lose, never wanted to suffer any loss. So a favorable result, 0-0, 0-0, not too bad. Coming into Sunday though games, of course, Brentford versus Everton that would kick off the Sunday, and a lot of things that were Sunday because people, the snow is in England. It's not in Jamaica. It's in England, so it was a snowy day. White on the pitch, or on the pitch was slick. Sometimes the ball could hardly move, but of course, this is the English league. It's winter time. It's the break time. It's going into crunch time, I should say. So winter with the blizzards, I'm gonna come round. Place I got messy and ball games still have to go roll Boxing Day, Chris. Season are coming. But Brentford, the bees, they stung Everton 1-0. And my neighbors, I don't know one to them. Rafa, you should have never go around us, Rafa. We know you should have never go around us. Everton just, no. Everton, they're not the team that we would have expected to see under a Rafa Benitez. Rafa Benitez normally have a more um, tactical approach with his teams. You can actually see a pattern of play. I know Everton is suffering with injuries and all of that, but still, Everton look bleaky, man. Look bleaky. But debutants into the Premier League, Brentford, of course, still holding on every now and then, getting their results. And today was none better than a big one. So, very good win for Brentford there, 1-0 over Everton. Um, Manchester City, before we get to Manchester City game, of course, Tottenham game was actually called off because of the heavy snow. Know winter time, I saw it go. It nah go change. I just saw it go. Winter time and the snow go gone. So that's it. Tottenham game postponed. I think it started. It was postponed. Another game which I thought would have probably called off was the Manchester City game versus West Ham. At one point in time, we couldn't even see the lines. I don't know. It was awful, but of course we're used to this by now, so you expected the game to continue. Manchester City coming out 2-1 winners over West Ham. Manchester City, big win today. West Ham, a team in form, really pushing on to be in the top four position. So there's no doubt in my mind Pep would have ensured that his boys understood the task that happening. And I know again with the weather conditions, it could have been a slip. It could have been a doozer for Manchester City. As a Liverpool fan, I would have liked to see that. But Manchester City did their job. I didn't think West Ham really imposed themselves. I think in the first 15, 20 minutes, they had probably one or two clear chances that they could have capitalized on. That was West Ham. And they never did. They just never did it. And of course, quality will always make you hurt. And Manchester City doing the business easily at the end. I thought what I thought when I see Bernardo Silva scored, I said, well, the treat, no man, this can't be real. So it was called back offside. West Ham did always eventually conjure up a goal at the end, and so somewhat of a disappointment there at Pep face at the end because he would have wanted a clean sheet. But Manchester City keeping pace with the leaders Chelsea, and big things go on Sunday. So Manchester City have massive win, massive win. Another team who also got a massive win was of course the Foxes, Leicester City over Claudio Ranieri team. His former club defeating the former manager. So of course Leicester City, Jamie Vardy with a double 4-2 winners over Watford. Leicester looking now like they want to revitalize their campaign. I'm not sure, but they're such an iffy team. This moment, Leicester look good, and then the next moment they don't look good. Like today, if you saw them, I'm not sure if it was because of the weather conditions, but they look very slick. They look business-like in the snow. They were running around. They were enjoying the game. They still played for me, and of course, the brother David if in the day, but I tell you, so they still played too open, and they conceded too easily. At the end of the day, one of them was a penalty, but Watford still created some chances. And I think Leicester still playing openly. But nevertheless, big win again. 4-2 winners. Leicester City coming over Watford. Now, people, it's on to the big one. The big one who we're not even going to start the big one anymore now because my brethren them over there, so Chelsea in a blue, them just can't seem to beat Manchester United. I'm not sure. Not sure, but before we get to the game, the biggest star of the day, the interim manager, Michael Carrick, decided that this marquee game don't need the marquee man himself, CR7. Big decision on the manager's part to leave out Cristiano Ronaldo. Tactically, a lot of Manchester United fans, you see it all over social media questioning why was he so defensive. Some people have even say him play five CDM, but he actually played three. So that was Fred, Scott, and of course Matic. So leaving out Cristiano Ronaldo, would I have done that? No, honestly. Because as I say, even though I know where Carrick head would have been, probably can think where he head was going in terms of trying to consolidate Chelsea's movement and allowing them to play only down the flanks. So there literally was a blockage in front of the midfield of Chelsea. So if they wanted to beat you, they had to use the flanks and try and beat you. But that was okay and fine. But I just felt as though um, who would have been the outlet? Because it seemed as if though then you're just going into the game, then Carrick, just to basically lock down Chelsea. So what is your game plan for your team? And I just felt as though I know Cristiano Ronaldo is not up to the usual Cristiano. Of course, he is aging, so he can't do the up and down as he used to. But I just felt as though I would have loved to have a Christie there. So if anything, when we do make a break, because we have to have them that low block in front of my midfield, there's a possibility of turning over if Chelsea even dare try to come into the middle. So my blockage would have stopped that and nullified their play. And then I would have then, have Cristiano Ronaldo, who is easily the most lethal player at the time and easily the best goal scorer right now. Yo, I would have ensured that Cristiano Ronaldo is on the field. So I go and tell the team to listen, Christy, you're going to play probably a medium press, whatever you want to call it. But here what, Christy must always be your outlet. I just felt as though he had everybody behind the ball. And again, especially for the first half, it went exceptionally well. It was a classic smash and grab in the first half. That was what you would have expected, albeit it was a mistake from Chelsea that led to the goal. But I mean, a low block, defensive type players. Um, it was good. It was good going forward, and then of course, score a goal. So it looked like a tactical genius. But I'm just saying, at the start of play, I couldn't understood what Manchester United was really there for in that moment, because there was no form of outlet, there was no form of connectivity. At one point in time, Manchester United could hardly even make three passes together. So, and they couldn't make the passes because they just never had the ball. So, again, if you're looking to win the game first half, then kudos to Manchester United. Beautifully done, well done, carry. But, we're looking at 90 minutes. And again, we're looking at the caliber of Manchester United. I'm not saying that you have to be expansive and try and play pretty football. I'm just saying I don't think Manchester United should be that far behind. And this is from a Liverpool fan, but I just don't see Manchester United to be that far behind that they literally show up to a game with the only goal in that game is to not let the opposition score. Like that was it, of course, Chelsea did what they tried. I think Chelsea did all that they could possibly to try and break down Manchester United. It's very hard, I can tell you. It's very hard when you have players moving about and then you have a low block of at least 6 to 8 players right in front of you. And then again, the pitch is also a factor against Chelsea. So the pitch is not wide enough. So even it doesn't matter how wide the wingers for Chelsea do spread, it won't really stretch the Manchester United setup. So I just felt as though personnel wise though, there could have been a little bit more changes in the person. I'm surprised that Werner would have started. To be honest with you, we know Lukaku just a come back, so I didn't expect Lukaku to start. But even if we're not starting, why put him in almost like a false nine position? So, but it's quality against farmer quality, I could say. But Chelsea just never did enough to break down this Manchester United team. And I think Manchester United, with the added fact that they were determined not to get beaten today, it kind of a little bit too harsh on Chelsea to say they didn't do enough because the other team just never turned up to play really. But a favorable result, especially for the Liverpool fans and Manchester City fans. And so with that, we're going to look now at the standings. Let me find the standings page there because the standings table look a little bit tight up now. We are head down to the business end, people. Remember, we're heading down to the business down zone. So it's Christmas time, Christmas time, Christmas time. So it's 13 games in. Chelsea in front, of course, with 30 points. Manchester City closing the end. People watch them money, them do it over. Manchester City with 29 points. Liverpool right there also with 28 points. And then the gap gets a little bit wider. Of course, West Ham, 23 points in fourth position. Arsenal. These are the men who say we're going to fight relegation battle. Arsenal looking decent, also on 23 points. So they're actually tied on points, but goal difference separating them. So Arsenal in fifth, Wolves making up sixth position. Tottenham with a game in hand, of course, is there in seventh position on 19 points. Manchester United all the way down in eighth, and of course, the rest will follow. So take a look and see. Steven Gerrard with 2 wins, bringing Aston Villa on 16 points. So one more win should bring him at least up to the top half of the table, hopefully. Newcastle languishing down at the bottom with 6 points. Not looking good. Not looking good. Not all that glitter is gold. All the money is there. But Newcastle just seems like it's going to be their year. It don't look good at all. Don't look good at all, at all, at all. Before we move on, let's just look at the fixtures. We do have the results here. So, yeah, we're going to find. And of course, it is the winter time, it's December time, it's the busy season. I'm not want to get that. Come on. So it's the busy season, and of course, the games coming thick and fast. They're not change. It's This is where Jurgen Klopp, a lot of the coaches, but of course, my coach, always say I'm the cry baby. So a lot of the coaches are really not up for it, but that's how the English league has always been built, and so the games are coming in thick and fast, and match day 14 will kick off on Tuesday. So fast, so fast. Let's show you the games for Tuesday. So first off, we have Newcastle playing at home to Norwich, and Newcastle badly need to beat this team because I think Norwich is on 9 points. So Newcastle will definitely need this three. Leeds United will play host to Crystal Palace. Again, it's another iffy game for both teams. We're not sure who will come out on top there. Southampton will play host to Leicester City on Wednesday. That's December 1st. So, it's another tricky one there because Leicester, again, as we've said before, is an iffy team. We're not sure who really is Leicester there. We also have Wolves playing again on Wednesday against Burnley. So Burnley should be able to take that. Wolves really get soft. Watford, playing host to Chelsea. This is going to be an interesting one again with squad rotation on the card. Claudio Ranieri, a tactical man as he is. Thomas Tuchel also tactical. This should be one that you can look out for as a quick spin around. So Wednesday's game is going to be fiery over at Watford there against Chelsea. West Ham will play host to Brighton, and no doubt West Ham will want to bounce back. But of course, Brighton, I think their game would have been the cancelled game. So they are definitely rested and ready to go. A little thing on the derby, Merseyside derby, you know, very, very, very tricky one here for Liverpool, and also a tricky one for Everton because the team right now is not at their best, and they do have a competent manager in Rafael Benitez, a former Liverpool gaffer and iconic manager. So this one is definitely one that is going to be played purely on emotions. I really hope though that the red side of the Merseyside stay calm and avoid injuries because this is one of the most feistiest games. And again, with the conditions that is predicted over the early part of this weekend going into next week, the conditions going to be slippery. So definitely thing to look out for. But it can be it's again it's a derby, very crunching derby. Everton versus Liverpool, literally one city that is literally split down the middle in half. Red, one side blue. So it's going to be played over at Goodison Park, And if Liverpool come out and play their ball and really impose themselves on Everton, then it can be a spanking. But if emotions do get the better of Liverpool and my gaffer Jurgen Klopp, then the Evertonians they can really rally up the Liverpool fans and the Liverpool squad, and once emotions get in, then anything can happen. And I just feel like it can be a banana slip for Liverpool, and it also can be a spanking for Everton. So we'll have to see on the day how it goes. Honestly, I really have to see on the day how it goes. But I really think on paper and on form, Everton should really not be in the same standing with Liverpool. It's just the fact that the derby, why I'm even speaking about Everton in that sense. Another one that can also be a banana split. Some real tricky game in December the 1st. Aston Villa versus Manchester City. Steven Gerrard going up against Pep Guardiola. Um, can he do it? Can he make it 3 from 3? Eh? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but definitely one that Pep will, of course, Pep he's one of the master tacticians of the game. So Pep will definitely be on the board in the classroom, reviewing tapes, looking how to nullify this newly led Aston Villa squad by Steven Gerrard. And of course, this is Pep time. Don't fool yourself. This is Pep time. This is normal the time that Manchester City flex themselves, show their muscle, and normally take hold of the title. So don't be fooled. He's been here before. He's been here, done that before. This is his time to really crunch in and get his squad ready and grind out results. So while they look slicky and pretty, they are a robust team and them rough. They know how to go through the wars. They've been through the trenches many a time. And so even though Aston Villa is on farm, if they don't turn up on that day, even though it's going to be a home game, but if they do not turn up on that day and don't be disciplined in terms of how they play in the back and especially in the midfield, then they will be punished. I can tell you that. So it's going to be an interesting Wednesday evening for us football fans because the games on paper they can literally go anywhere, but on form they should really go one way. So that's how it is. Thursday we see Tottenham playing Brentford, of course. Although Tottenham with the new boss Conte. Conte looks stressed already. Conte don't look good, but he's still a rally through with the troops. So Conte is definitely looking to get that win on Thursday, December 2nd against Brentford. So we'll have to see. And of course, one of the most fierce rivalries from Arsene Wenger and Sir Alex Ferguson time is Manchester United and Arsenal. And this one is going to be an interesting one because Arsenal will need a win or even a point to ensure that they stick around and be in the mix of that top four going into December and eventually finishing out the festive season somewhere very near that. Manchester United, with all the hype, would have started off as one of the favorites. And they seem to, you know, going back ways. Because I think Manchester United got what? about 8th position now. So they seem to be going backwards. So Manchester United definitely want to get back on track, and hopefully they are looking forward to see if Arsenal will be the team that they can definitely get back on track with. So there you have it, everyone. There you have it. That is the roundup of the English Premier League match day 13. A lot of action happening. Of course, leading goal scorer still Mohamed Salah, even though he wasn't on the goal sheet this weekend. Jamie Vardy getting a double. So, Jamie Vardy still in the mix. But of course, interesting games coming up again, people, and you have to stay and to tune. We do have footage on Manning Cup, news, blogs, everything on the Manning Cup, of course, so we still try to follow. We also following a lot of youth and kiddies content. So, that's the whole aim of the show and our program, of course, is to enhance and highlight the new talents and give them a platform to shine. That's what we're there. So people, this is a big bad show to have, and we're out of here. Like, share, click, and subscribe. You know the thing what you have to do. Bless up.